Charles. Okay.
Count. 1, 2, 3, go. A bright and colorful day, listeners, and welcome to
The Pride and No Prejudice podcast.
I am Charles.
And I am Craig, and we will be your hosts for today. So, for this episode, we have the privilege of interviewing a very begatting personality when it comes to women empowerment and gender sensitivity here in the university.
Tama. She is the director of the Center for Gender and Women's Studies of the University of the Philippines, Manila. So expected na marami tayong matututunan from her today. Kaya join us in welcoming Dr. Leilanie Nicodemus.
Hi, good
Hello
afternoon,
po, Doc.
Good
everyone.
afternoon
Yan po,
po.
gandang araw po. We are very honored to interview you po today, no? Or just rather chikahan. Before po we begin, can you briefly introduce yourself po and explain your experiences and struggles if meron po in working with the Center of Gender and Women's Studies?
Wow, ang ganda ng first question. But, I want to be very honest din so that the center will be more open and close to open and close parang, to the students. So, um, ang aming center, matagal na actually siya. Almost 20 years to 25 years na. Or running 30 na nga yata. And the first intention of the center is really to look at a curriculum that would espouse respect of rights of all individuals, regardless of sex or gender. So ang laki. And then the initial intention also is, since we are in the health sciences education or yung campus natin is focus on that, tayo yung mag-pioneer in revising our curriculum towards inclusiveness. So yun yung major niya function. And then through the years, as the narratives of mga gender, siguro identity or yung SOGIE in general, nag-expand siya to include services. So nagkaroon ng yung dati under yung sexual harassment office sa amin, and pinaghiwalay because it's too heavy. But nag-include din ng parang psychosocial support for any individual with gender-based issues. So yan, dumami siya. And then we went to research and advocacy. So that's how the center is being developed now to be more relevant. And may intriga ako sa inyo. Pauna pa lang. Okay, the center actually is should espouse yung mga activities nga, and dun sa law may budget siya. That's around 5% of the budget of UP Manila. Imagine that. Actually, hindi lang UP Manila. All institutions should allocate 5% to advance yung ng CGWS or gender office sa ibang campuses. So, 'di ba, laki. Pero hindi yan hawak natin. So, it should be distributed in the whole colleges and the units para they create relevant programs. Ang haba na, parang plenary talk na ito. Sige, back to you.
So for next po nating question, can you give us a brief overview from your perspective of the state of the LGBTQ plus community in the current government administration? What are the important struggles and experiences of LGBTQ plus members na hindi masyadong alam or hindi masyadong naiintindihan ng society po?
So until now, even before, kasi diba they advocated for the SOGIE Bill, ang dami niyang versions and ang daming sponsors or authors, but hindi siya nag-succeed. And even, ito intriga din hindi naman intriga. Alam niyo ba, ayan, na merong Catholic sector na nag-endorse ng SOGIE Bill? Oh, Christian, group of Christians actually. And then, meron din group na ayaw nila. So yun yung struggle until now. But the reason is really for yung chronic issues of discrimination. Yan until now, even way before, na yung discriminated talaga ang LGBT individuals. So at the same time, parang yung opportunities for them is so difficult, even if they're very good. Kasi nga, mere expression ng pagsabi kung ano yung gender identity, and then or showing gender expressions, nagkakaroon ng turn off sa mga employers. So yun yung unang-una, yung kulang na opportunities. Although marami ngayon nasa 'di ba mga politicians na rin, mas marami ka nakikita into the arts kasi parang it's accepted within that environment na it's an expression of your individual personality is accepted in the arts. Pero in yung mga male dominated or even siguro yung sabihin na natin na parang kailangan i-project mo yung proper person, parang ganyan, hindi sila natatanggap. Oh, so yun yung two main. Harassment, hindi as much as sa women still, pero meron pa ring harassment din kasama. Kasi nga, sa society natin, kung merong mahina, yun yung na-abuse, na-oppress, at nahaharas. So yun yun. So I hope nabigay ko kasi ang dami. Yun na muna.
Po. Ayun, super agree po ako no na talagang yun nga po from the start no, talagang sobrang ano actually yung parang nabasa ko po yung SOGIE bill yung isa sa mga bills talaga na nag-lag like in terms of progress kasi nung 2000 pa po siya na parang na-file pero hanggang ngayon hindi pa rin ano wala pa rin progress and ilang congress na rin po yung dumaan bagong ano, halimbawa, dumaan po sa committee tapos sa plenary pero hindi talaga nagkakaroon ng progress po. So in line with that po, what are your personal thoughts po sa SOGIE bill? You can use your parang medical or just any thoughts po. And can you give examples po of how it can benefit the LGBT community here in the Philippines? Kasi lately, parang like rampant po talaga yung discrimination and yung parang nandun pa rin po yung misconceptions na this bill impinges on the rights of many. So, ayun po. What are your thoughts po about it?
Actually, ang mga tao kasi hindi binabasa kung ano yung bill. Akala nila yung bill kasi would make yung parang the choices of young people parang maging blur and confusing. Where in fact, it's SOGIE Equality Bill. So lahat tayo, babae, lalaki, or in the LGBT community, everyone has SOGIE. Kasi ang SOGIE, yun yung identity mo as a person. So like me, ang SOGIE ko is I am cisgender. That's SOGIE. So yun kasi ang problema. Nagja-jump into conclusion yung mga tao that SOGIE is bad. And alam nyo ba, ito na naman, dapat ninyong malaman yan, mga bata. Talaga, no? 17th Congress, alam nyo ba, ang the first senator who filed was Senator Miriam Defensor in 2000. And it's more of discrimination against SOGIE. So, yun yung una. Tapos paulit-ulit na. So, yun yung anti-discrimination in way before na naging 2007 anti-discrimination. So, and then down the line hanggang pinasa siya sa 18th, 19th, ganyan. Pero ang main content ng SOGIE bill is making sure that everyone would be given respect, protection, and benefit. So hindi siya talaga sa LGBT lang. Talagang everyone. So yun yung issue natin. Medyo hindi siya na walang orientation dun sa content. Kaya yung iba, yung they don't like the SOGIE bill because they thought it's more of, yun nga, making people more confused of who they are. So yun yung medyo hindi kulang sa kaalaman ang bawat isa. Pero alam nyo 'to din in your college that any law that is being passed, it will ensure yung provisions be enforced. And kung may violation, merong punishment. So, yung mga iterations dun sa bill ay magagawa. So, makikita mo talaga doon yung rights of individual to have quality of life from existence to work to having properties to para maging educated, etc. So, ano siya, holistic approach siya. Yun lang.
Ayun, thank you po, Doc. I would just like to ask a follow-up po, no? Kasi, actually, like, if I'm not mistaken, the most recent update that we had regarding the bill was when Senate Majority Leader Joel Villanueva reverted to the committee level the bill once again because he presented letters showing that the various faith-based organizations was not consulted during the technical working group meetings. So they wanted more chances to participate in the discussions on the proposed measure. So how long do you think po, or can you foresee can you foresee po in the near future that this law can be actually passed without overcoming these barriers po in this level po?
Okay. Ayokong maging controversial, Pero controversial itong issue na 'to, mga anak. So kasi when somebody sponsors a bill and fight for it, dapat wala kang kinikilingan. Yun yun, eh. Dapat wala kang pinoproteksyonan. So kaya yung kung ang author for example ay si, Senator Risa Ontiveros. Example lang, yung dala niya kasi is the perspective kasi ano siya, immersed siya sa ganitong environment. Alam niya yung mga, um, usapin tungkol sa issues ng LGBT or women, children, 'yan. So kaya siya, medyo malakas. Wala kang makikitang konting takot. Ngayon kung ang in the Senate, kahit sino, ano man 'yan, rehimen, kung meron diyan na malakas yung kakulangan sa kaalaman, haharangin 'yan, eh. So yun. So, parang minsan you just wait for the right time. And when is the right time? I think now is the right time kasi medyo anong nangyari nung walang SOGIE bill, anong nangyari, lahat katulad natin dito sa UP, system in general, naging mas maingay. Nagiging mas maingay. So nagiging institutional, nagiging sectoral na mas ano sila, proactive sa ground. And if unified siya, then that will bring great change. So yun siguro ang nakikita ko that the collective efforts in the ground should be very solid. And these people should be involved in advancing the approval of the bill. Kasi kung malakas ang clamor, talagang ma-approve yan. Alam niyo ba na ito another chisms na naman, na maraming sumama na, sabi ko 'di ba Katoliko. So kasi nga katulad nung mga Saint Scholastica College, yung women's studies yung kasama diyan. Kasi ang alam nila, yung SOGIE hindi lang about LGBT, lahat, especially women too and children, yan. So yung mga pastors din, yung kasama sila. So siguro yung sinasabi ni Senator Villanueva, baka yung kanila, kasi ano siya, 'di ba? Anak ni, sino na yun? Sorry. El
Si
Shaddai ba?
Eddie Villanueva po.
Oo. El Shaddai ba?
Di ko lang po sure dyan, pero
Oo.
ayun po.
So
Leader po
Christian,
siya.
oo, Christian. Baka hindi sila na-involved. Baka siguro yun yung issue nila. Pero sana hindi na tumiklop. Kasi kung marami namang senators ang mag-push, magtutuloy yan. Mm. So sana ngayon, nasa ano kasi minority si Senator Ontiveros, sana ibalik yung usapin. Kasi pati si Senator Robin Padilla daw is supportive of the bill. So, 'di ba, kung merong majority in the Senate who would recognize the importance of the SOGIE bill, they will study very well and put there, kung may issues sila on moral grounds, then they put it in the law, 'di ba? They put it there para maging part siya ng holistic approach to recognizing protection of rights of every individual.
Ayan,
Ayan.
thank you po so much, Doc. Ayun, na-appeal ako ng with hope, no? Kasi parang nung na-mention niyo po na may mga Catholic institutions na po na actual nagsi-step up for the bill is very enlightening po. Ayun. Sige, may chichika ka, Charles? Or baka, or...
Hindi. Um, so next na topic naman is, so si Doc, she's working for the Center for Gender and Women Studies, na syempre siguro outside din. So would you say po that Filipinos are truly accepting or tolerant lang? On the surface po kasi mukhang accepting, pero tulad po ng sabi nyo, bakit may hesitancy pa rin po sa laws or in general po?
Okay. I think kaya ano yan nagma-mature through the years, nakikita natin. Even nung nag-say short lang naman stay ko sa center, siguro ika-third year ko lang kasi the initial siyempre parang di ko, basta busy ako kaya hindi ko muna tinanggap. So nung nakita ko yung progress as accepting, alam mo kung anong nagbigay ng acceptance? Si Pope Francis. Nung nagbigkas siya about synodality. So ang ibig niyang sabihin ay you listen to people. If you listen to the needs or yung concerns of people and respect yung give them yung what's due them with compassion and kindness, nagbago ang pananaw ng iba. Maraming na-influence dun sa gano'n. So kumbaga, kasi yun yung sinasabi natin that the religious groups, especially Catholic faith dito sa Philippines, medyo malakas ang influence. Pero if yung up there would say things and touch on this important social issue, then it will break yung barriers. Pero merong mga iba pa rin na hindi, which is also, I think need lang ng time for them until they will accept yung reality. Pero yon, malaki ang change now. And I think if continuous yung advocacy to talk about it, kasi yun yung palagi ko sinasabi, don't lower the volume of voices of people. Let them talk and listen, and you will understand what's the best for them. Kasi kung masyado mong ikat na, hindi ka na nakinig, then you will not be informed. So yon, keep on talking about it. Dadami yan ang kakaintindi about the very important social issues.
Ayan, thank you po, Doc. No, sobrang empowering na marinig po yung quote nyo na don't lower the volume of the voices of the people and let them talk and listen. And I agree po, no, na napakalaking power na meron yung mga high figures in influencing people to adapt or even adopt a certain view towards something. So, in line po with that, next po is, ano pong masasabi nyo about sa mga tao who cannot help but integrate religion into their perceptions of the LGBTQIA plus community? Bakit kaya hirap na hirap po tayong i-separate ang church sa state even though na halimbawa po sa Spain nung 2005 pa po nila na na-legalize yung gay marriage, and this nung February lang nag-pass po sila ng comprehensive law into expanding protection sa mga LGBTQIA plus people. So ayun po, given that, what makes it so hard for the Filipino po to siguro adopt these kinds of policies?
Obedience. Ang Pilipino even before pumasok ang Spaniards, they're very spiritual, and ang galing nga na-reframe yung no, if you listen to the kwento of mga naunang mga babae, mga Filipino, very empowered sila. Ang dami nilang ang gagaling. So in other words, meron kasing ginawa sa kultura natin na binaba ang babae. So dahil binaba, pinasok yung mga kwento about immorality para bumaba din yung strength ng tao. Eh, yan ang na-ingrain sa atin. Kaya ang hirap na parang tamaan mo ang isang tao sa kanyang konsensya, sa kanyang pagiging immoral, magbe-break yan. So, yun yung ang hirap na mahirap na nangyari sa atin kasi tinanggal yung agency. Yung agency is the self-determination, capacity to decide on oneself. So yun yung tinanggal eh. So it's not, well, faith kasi nagsimula nga tayo, na-conquer tayo ng Catholic faith. Pero na-ingrain na siya malalim, na itanim na sa kultura. So hindi mo na maiwalay ang faith mo in the culture because the faith determined na the culture and the mind, frame of mind of people. So kahit yung gender norms, 'di ba, sa bahay, na ang nanay, siya ang ilaw ng tahanan, ang tatay ay haligi. Pag nawala ang tatay na haligi, bagsak. Pero marami ka nakikita na may tumatayong haliging mga babae. So na-defy yung ganong pananaw, pero bakit hindi pa rin tanggap hanggang ngayon? Oh, so yun yung medyo malalim. Siguro slowly nare-reframe, kaya nga education is important. And this is one thing that we really recognize, that we have to start early. That we introduce sexuality early on, bata pa. Pero in the context of values formation. Yung values formation na yan, kasama dapat yan yung upholding the rights of individuals. Yan na hindi tinuro sa bata. Kasi yan yung ginawa ng Espanyol. Walang karapatan ng tao. So tinanggal kasi. So, yun yung na-recognize namin, that in our advocacy to have this kind of journey, that individuals should have their right, agency to decide for themselves, to have better opportunities, we have to start early. So elementary pa lang, pag-usapan na yan. Takot lang kasi iniisip ka agad dahil nga doon sa bastos. Hindi naman siya bastos. Ano ba pinag-uusapan na bastos nun? Hindi eh. Ang pag-uusapan ay paano pakikitungo. Pag may nakita kang kakaiba, paano mo irespeto? Paano bigyan ng kindness, ng pagmamahal ang isang taong kakaiba sa'yo? yun ang ituro sa mga bata. Yun lang.
Ayun. So, gusto ko lang pong malaman, like curious po ako, if like, so 'di ba mahirap nga pong paghiwalayin yung religion and then yung perceptions. So, may na-encounter po ba kayong like successfully, like parang nilive niya na yung buhay niya na separate yung religion and yung perceptions ng LGBTQ plus community? And ano kaya pong pwede nating matutunan from them kung ba't sila naging successful, na sila judge?
Okay, unang-una, yung marami akong nakikita ano, na mga LGBT that naging confident sila of their relationship with God. Mas mas spiritual pa nga sila, hindi religious, spiritual pa nga sila sa akin. Kasi yung connection nila and yun na yung beyond faith. Yun yung seeing life as a blessing. So therefore, goodness should be shared. Goodness and peace should be gano'n. So, hindi na about pagdadasal araw-araw. Lived faith ang nakikita ko sa kanila. So, yun yung mga successful. Kasi nga, hindi na sila nalilimit doon sa guilt na kasalanan sa Diyos. Kasi in their heart, they know that they recognize God as their life as manifestation of God's love. Dapat yun. Kaya ako mabait, magaling, nagmamahal, nagbibigay ng magandang contribution sa Pilipinas. Ay because I manifest my faith and love of God. Dapat yun. Huwag na yung masyadong on the ritual part. Kasi kung ritual, ano lang yan eh. It's very superficial. So yun yung nakikita ko successful na mga individuals. And they're happy by ano. And mind you, alam nyo ba yan na pag gano'n yung nakikita mo yung aura, kita ko kasi may nangyari diyan na estudyante 'no, ganun yung aura. Siyempre nagtsitsismis kung sino siya. So if aura niya and humingi siya ng help kasi gusto niya mag-come out, okay. Sabi ko, "Okay, that's fine. So anong gusto mo?" Ang gusto niya sa akin sabihin ko sa magulang niya na hindi sakit ang pagiging katulad niya. Kasi parang ang sinasabi, sira ulo siya, okay? O kaya init lang ng katawan 'yan, o it's an illness. So, na 'pag sinabi it's part of life and it's the same with anybody else. Sabi ko, "Sige, I'll be there. When would you want it?" Siyempre ako baka ready na ako mag-cry kasi parents 'to and siya, disclosure 'to, eh. Alam mo hindi nangyari. Alam mo bakit? Nakita ng parents niya na yung para siya naging confident, happy and all, na wala silang maisumbat sa kanya na kamalian. So, natanggap agad ng parents. So, hindi na ako kailangan, hindi na ako maging ninang to help in the dialogue. Pero ang pinagawa ko dun sa estudyante, slowly talk about it. Na parang talk about you as a person. Don't say na, "Oh, kasi minsan gano'n, we refer to a person in the TV na ito si ganyan-ganyan, nagpaparinig ka, eh, gusto mo naman pala about you. So tell your parents about yourself. Tell yung achievements mo and everything, and then yung vulnerabilities mo. And then slowly your parents will know it. And at the end, when the time will come, they know it already kasi nakikita na nila, they just want your confirmation. Alam niyo 'yan, 'di ba? Sa relasyon gano'n din. Feel mo na pero wala pang I love you, 'di ba? Ayaw mo mag-presume. Antay mo yung panahon na 'yan. Pagka sinabi na, iyon na 'yun, 'di ba? It's the same with parents. They know their children very well. Tawa
Um,
tawa kayong dalawa.
Ano po,
ano
wala,
po,
sobrang nakaka-touch lang po talaga. Ayun.
opo.
And yun,
Sana pala
sana all.
face to face tayo, no?
Opo!
Oo nga po. Sayang.
Magpapatulong na po ako mag-come out.
Uli.
So, yung sinasabi ko, Charles, ano yan, may coaching kami. Zoom lang kasi, ano yun eh, COVID. Sinasabi
Opo.
ko, okay, ano yung first step? O, itong gawin mo ha. And then, para wala na silang makita na kamalian sa iyo. And
Mm.
if ever na makita nila kasi na at sinabi mong ganito, syempre para magulat sila kasi kahit sino magulang gusto ay magkaroon ng, usually yan, eh, apo, 'di ba ganyan?
Opo.
Parang nawawalan na sila bigla ng role na maging grandparents. Pero hindi naman sa panahon may mga modern families na hindi pa nila alam yun masyado siyempre. So sabi ko, do your best and para wala na silang pintas and then 'pag nag-disclose ka, ma-shock ng konti, ma-shook ng konti, konti lang, and then hanggang dun na lang and then yun suyuin na lang and through time mare-realize kasi parang ano yan, eh, disclosure of something merong dabda. Alam niyo yung dabda? Denial, may mga gano'n. The steps of receiving something that is opposite of you want, oh. So, may mga denial phase pa 'yan until magkaroon ng acceptance at the end. Just wait for it, don't push it, gano'n. O kung gusto mo ninang ako, Charles.
At ano lang
Sana
po,
all.
actually, totoo po yung sinasabi niyo na like yung confidence. Ako po kasi, wala naman po akong official na coming out. Pero like, kahit hindi na po need siguro, gano'n. Pero like, nung before po, like, siyempre, hindi pa po gano'n kalawak yung information on coming out. So, siguro, ako po kasi parang very, 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 very feminine, ganyan po. Until, like, na-claim ko na lang sa sarili ko na if like may masasabi man yung ibang tao, wala na akong pakialam. Kasi like, it's me. And then, siguro pag dinidiscuss with people na like, medyo conservative, like, iniisip nila na like, um, hetero ako. Kaso hindi, ganun. Parang magugulot lang sila ng onte, pero parang nagigets naman namin, like, naging understanding po sila. Yes. So, thank you po for
Very
being
good.
a mentor to the people na naservisyohan niyo. Ayun po. Okay, may sasabihan ka ba?
Ay, wala na. Pero, ayun, it
Okay.
was really affirming to hear po. So, thank you po, Doc. Ayun po.
Very emotional. So,
Emotional
um,
pa? 'Di alam mo ito, i-she-share ko lang kasi I want to understand kasi our students din. So, I made a parang informal study kung ano sila, ano yung journey nila bilang estudyante sa UP Manila. Natutuwa ako sa kanilang galing kasi number one sa kanila is yun nga, developing themselves. Yun, para yung confidence would be good. And great. And then ang sabi nga sa akin sabi ko kailangan when kayo most of them, 8 yun, kailan niyo sasabihin na officially mag-aano sa parents pagka-graduate na po? Sabi ko, "Bakit naman?" Para 'pag pinalayas ako may puwede na akong mag-work. Sabi ko, "Oh, nice yan, nice strategy, that's good." You know, if you think that that would be the best time. Ang ano kasi lang, ang sinasabi ko nga, don't be bothered do'n sa mga tao who would be judging you. Kasi, tama ka Charles, you know who you are. So may mga baka and then I also teach them to do that listening, yung ear and heart. That the person, for example, sabihin, "Charles, bakit sayang ka?" May mga maririnig ka diyang ganyan. So, ang ibig nilang sabihin niyan, meron kang attributes na parang if you change, baka mag-iba ka. Just give them assurance. Don't worry, this is the best version of me. I'm better than what you think. Gano'n, gano'n ka confident. Okay, so develop yung sarili mo. So, wag kayo pa-affect kasi yun yung pinaka-ano ng mga tao, nasisira yung confidence nila kasi nga ang dami very noisy. They listen to noise, they don't listen to their inside, which is ano, direction, the North Star.
So, thank you po sa answer niyo po na yan. So, as an ally, how do you deal with coworkers or people na ibang paniniwala pagdating sa LGBTQ plus people? So, ano din po, gusto din po namin malaman, like, young people like us, paano po kami makaka-respond sa mga elders na hindi po namin kapareho ng opinion?
Okay, so respect the elderly ba? Actually, I do that. And, that's how I project myself kasi nga people would have yung mafi-feel mo yung parang they have parang barrier when they see me and then yun yung aim ko, I hope to break that barrier. Pero ang sinasabi ko, I mean, I just observe them and what their thoughts. Ano yung lengguwahe nila? And that's where what I use also in making them realize that what we do is really kindness. It's really making people shine. Yung quality of life ba, parang ganyan. So kayo, especially yung mga faculty, na parang they frown dun sa 'pag nakita kayo ganyan, na parang may judgment kaagad na, "Ito, I have to tell this, pero excuse me sa pagbigkas ko nito." Pero ito ang tingin kasi minsan ng mga 'yan, mababaw, hindi deep na tao 'pag nakita ang nasa LGBT, 'yun yung tingin nila. Hindi naman sa dahil sa ano man, mababaw. So, yung mga gano'ng faculty, then i-prove na, "No, mas marami akong laman," ganyan. You don't have to rebuttal. You will just be wasting your time and emotions because nagawa na yung frame of mind. Ang gustong-gusto ko talaga ina-advice, then you have to prove them wrong. Show them the best version of you. At the end, pagka gano'n, if you develop yourself and you're so confident, winner ka. Hindi naman for anyone else. Ikaw na yung nanalo. Kasi yung pagiging sino ka, na-embrace mo na-develop mo pa.
Ayan. Thank you po, Doc. No, I really love what you said about proving them wrong and parang hindi nga po makikinig dun sa noises and just continue to work on yourself po. In line po dito, paano po kaya kami magiging advocate po ng LGBTQI plus people katulad nyo and sa paanong paraan po kaya kami makakagawa ng malaking impact dito?
Siyempre may self-interest. Join kayo sa amin. So anyway, sa center. Okay, so ang ano is, kayo kasi magagaling kayo. You utilize social media as a tool to advocate for certain causes. So gamitin 'yan, yung creativity niyo, yung kasi it will start with small, interest. And puwedeng, for example, gamitin niyo Twitter. Mamamatay na ba ang Twitter? So, yung Twitter, express your idea. So, 'di ba may algorithm kasi kung may fina-follow ka na certain groups on this, yun din ang nasa feed mo, eh. So, if your Twitter, yun yung ifi-feed mo and then you put yung mga thoughts mo on it. So, and minsan maganda nga yung nagva-viral, eh. Make use of those, na yung mga hashtags na yan tapos nag-viral yung mga ano, you are able to contribute. May isang organization, international, hindi mo sa US or more of multinational siya, on women. So meron silang ganyan. It's a virtual learning resource. So, ang ingay talaga nila. So, palagi mo makikita yung kanilang activity sa ah, International Women's Day. So, yun yung March. So, kahit minsanan lang, bongga talaga yung kanilang ginagawa. You can start with that kasi syempre I'm sure you're still studying, you have other things to do. So, yun. And then second step is kasi parang ano yan tier yan Second step, programs. So, ang need talaga ng LGBT is support. So, ang College of Medicine, meron kaming One True Nature. So yung OTN, ano yan, it's a support group for UPCM students. So, ang mga members nun, hindi sila lahat LGBT, kahit yung mga nasa cisgender. They support the advocacies. So, they create sessions, webinars na important to discuss about issues. So, yan, student-led activities. O akyat ka na sa amin sa 8th floor. Gawa na kayo ng serbisyo. So, meron na kayong group, may gusto kayong service. O connect with us. And we might be able to give you support. So, di ba mga ganun, to increase your mga projects. Do research if you want. So, umaakyat siya. And then eventually, through time, if you're into this, then you can lead a huge group of individuals who will have the same advocacies. Mali mo, kayo yung strong force for the SOGIE bill. Ganun yun. It will start small. Keep on doing it and be persistent. So, ang need talaga ng LGBT is belonging. Yan. Support. Kung yan ang gagawin nyo, very good na yan. Hindi na kami magka-counseling. Tatawagin nyo na lang ako para sa pagninang. Kasi to facilitate yung disclosure. Yun yung isang iniisip ko nga. How can we make a system to help individuals within that transition phase? Kasi minsan marami nangyayari within that period na transition phase. Di ko pa naiisip, baka kayo makaisip, yung from the intention of disclosure until disclosure and made known na yun dapat proteksyonan ang LGBT individual. Kasi napakahirap ng journey na yun.
So ano interested po kami malaman kung paano po kami as UP students makakapag-contribute sa Center for Gender and Women's Studies. Like may way po ba na makapag-contribute po kami there?
May group kayo sa CPH?
Wala po
Wala.
actually.
Wala po.
So you start organizing yourselves and then
Mm.
we can have we can have activities. It
Mm.
can be campus-wide, 'di ba? Ako sagasa na kasi masyado ang gender sensitivity. Ang kailangan siguro it's more of experiences, talking about experiences. Because it can also help the LGBT community. And those who are, 'di ba, sa mga fandom, yung casual, yung mga taong dumadaan-daan lang diyan. 'Pag narinig and they're interested, they are so interested in listening to the discussions. Alam mo, they are being educated. I'll just share one session that we did. Alam mo, umattend parents ng mga LGBT. At tanong sa akin na pero hirap na hirap akong sagutin. Paano ko i-address ang concern ng aking anak na sinasabi niyang LGBT na tingin ko hindi naman. Sabi ko, "Manay ko, ano kaya gagawin ko dito?" So, imagine mo nakuha sila and they were so interested. So yun, you start there. And tell me kung maka-organize na kayo para we can discuss about uh, aligning your advocacies. Kasi Bahagsari would also have mga activities. Di ba siya yung parang official group and they have representations in UP system. So isa na rin yun. You can link with the Bahagsari. Pero if you follow yung steps na ginawa ng One True Nature, nagsimula lang sila sa Facebook, tapos dumami na yung membership, mga students. So, yun, may mga sessions sila. So, and then just link to us kasi ang ginagawa naman namin when we recognize your work, then we also give you projects. Ganun din, if you need something, go to us and then we discuss about support. Kasi katulad nun, yung meron kami naging project na discrimination of LGBT. So, ang tinap namin yung mga organizations. Oo. So, do that in CPH na.
Okay, thank you po. Actually, nag-agree po ako dun sa pagsabi niyo po na like, mas kailangan yung experiences. Like, mas maintindihan po talaga kapag kung ano yung buhay. Kasi madalas nga po may judgment talaga na uuna. So, mas okay po talaga maintindihan. At thank you din po sa pagiging accessible as a center. Yes. Thank you po sa marami niyo pong inputs today. For our last question, paano niyo po gusto ma-envision ang Pilipinas in the future in terms of the status ng LGBTQ plus people? Wow, Miss Universe.
Oo nga, my
Pak!
God. Ano yan, parang kailangan maganda ang aking, anong tawag doon? Yung statement sa dulo. Mangungopia ako. Pero sa totoo lang, ang isang sa atin, no, yung ini-envision ko is for us to be more kind and compassion. Because that's the only way that we can accommodate differences of individuals. And our understanding of the world would also change because yung goodness of that person is something that you see. It is not about the looks. It's not about the language. It's not even about yung kanyang expression. But yun nga, what's inside. So, yun yung nakikita. Ano mo, masyado siyang motherhood statement. Pero I still recognize that we Filipinos are very deep in our values of recognizing goodness of people. Kaya hinuhope ko talaga na yung sa bata pa lang, doon na simulan. Yung the language of compassion and kindness. Tapos yun, sunod-sunod na yan until the end. So yun yung gusto ko. Masyado siyang pero it's a very generic. Lahat na mga differences, hindi naman mawawala. Pero mas better ang kanilang kinalalagyan. Yun lang. Miss Universe ang sagot.
Ayan, thank you po so much, Doc. Kind and compassionate, yun yung pinaka word of the day natin ngayong sa interview natin. So maraming salamat po sa pagpapaunlak sa aming invitasyon. So this is Craig.
And this is Charles.
And this has been the Pride and Prejudice podcast.
Ang podcast na walang halo.
Kiwi!
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Exactly.
Until next time po.
Thank you, Doc.